So your name's is your name in real life Maz as well?
My name is Maze. It's just like a shortened version of it.
Mazie.
So Maze, yeah, with
Okay.
like a EIF at the Maz. So I just
Okay.
shorten it.
To Maz. So is it okay if I call you Maz?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Cool, man. So
What do I call you, Coach Curtis?
anything really. I mean, the only thing I don't like Kurt. I like Curtis
Kurt.
Or Coach Curtis, whatever, but I don't like Kurt. It's the only thing that I
Okay.
don't like. Um, cool. So where are you from, man?
I'm from Brazil,
Yeah.
but I live in California right now.
Okay. So are you studying or working? What's the go?
I'm working. I'm working. I moved there when I was 14,
Yeah.
not to California, but to Wisconsin, which is like the northern part of America.
hmm
And I just moved to California like a couple years ago.
Okay. Just for
So
lifestyle
just working.
change, or just that was for work?
hmm
Okay.
I got a job here, so I moved down.
Cool. So you've been playing for quite a while since what was this? You had season four, season five, season six, and then you had a bit of a hiatus in here in between.
Yeah.
So what happened here?
Season six, it's a funny story. I got hacked. Season six, someone else was playing on my account. I think it was season six.
Because
Oh, never mind. Some other season, someone was playing on my account, but season six, it was me actually.
all right, so these two seasons look like you.
Yeah, that's me.
A bit of Gragas here. These look like you. So you played top,
Yeah, I play top. Yeah,
top. And season, that's pretty good. Season five diamond, season four platinum, not too bad at all. And then, I mean, let's just say you don't. Okay, this is probably
yeah,
the
that
other
one.
person.
Yeah.
Season six, only played a
So
little bit as well. So this is probably on your
yeah,
way
just a
out.
little bit.
Um,
After I got diamond, I think I got diamond three, and then I kind of just stopped playing.
right.
I switched to Overwatch. I was playing Overwatch more.
So that was your goal to get to diamond. I'm assuming in season
Uh,
five, or
it was my goal, but I don't remember exactly what happened to be honest, but I
okay,
just kind of fell off league. Yeah.
okay. And then you started to come back last season,
hmm
playing a bit of this is Kane top,
That's jungle.
Kane jungle, but
So I
what?
played top, played jungle, now I'm playing mid.
Okay. Holy moly, you're going through all the roles.
Yep. Eventually gonna be bot
All right. All right, man. So, what are we looking at here today? What do you want to cover? What do you actually? Firstly,
Mm,
okay, what I want to know about you, Maz. I want to know what
hmm
your goal is, and I think I want to know a bit about what your playing schedule is, and I also want to know what are some
hmm
things that you've been focusing on, or what are some of the things that you've been looking to improve on in your own gameplay, given that you've been watching my content.
Yeah. Mm, my goal overall is to play the game at a high level. Like I haven't like picked anything specific. Like of course I would like to be, Master Grandmaster Challenger. But like overall, I just play the game at a high level because I play other games at a high level, and just that level of play to me is really fascinating. It's like really fun to be in that space where everybody's like thinking very high level. So I just want to be able to experience that sort of gameplay.
Hmm.
So I don't really have like a structure, goal like I want to make it to this. I'm just trying to improve slowly. And I think what I'm focused on right now is game awareness and absorbing information, trying to get into the habit of actually looking at what's happening in the game and absorbing information that's happening in the game. Because a couple weeks ago, I was very like autopilot, just like going with the flow. So my goal, I'm trying to focus on just understanding what's happening in the game so I can make better decisions.
So just overall awareness of just basically just all information all around the map, essentially.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just so I can make like more informed decisions and I can control the game more and not just like be at the mercy of the game. I want to be able
Hmm.
to control the game more.
So is that because you feel like right now your laning is actually quite decent?
That's also that touches into another problem. It's hasn't been much of a problem recently. It's inconsistency. Like a couple weeks ago, I was super inconsistent. Like some games I was doing well, some games I was doing poor. Recently it's been a little bit more consistent. But that's to say that sometimes I feel like I lane well, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm just like the VOD that we're gonna go through. I felt
Hmm.
like I did, even though I won like in kills. I didn't. I don't think I lane well because I didn't use my lead to anything. I was just killing Yasuo, and Yasuo is
Okay.
still like out farming.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, just quickly talking about builds and before we get into the gameplay, Was it this game we're
Mm.
covering? This one here? Was it this one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Um, is there a reason that you go Glacial, but you also don't go Twin Shadows? You only just go GLP. Is there a reason for that?
Some games I do. Honestly, the biggest reason is like so many buttons to press.
All right,
But
when you're
some
building
games I do go Twin
Zhonya's.
Shadows. Yeah.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Because you don't really feel confident in using all three buttons. It does get a little bit overwhelming when you have Zhonya's, GLP, and Twin Shadows. That makes sense.
Yeah, I just gotta
Um,
get used to it.
Interesting. You actually go for perfect timing over magical footwear. What's the reason for that?
I talked to a challenger guy, and he convinced me that magical footwear is not good right now because of the nerf to the timing. Uh, and you want to be able to move around the map faster, so you buy boots earlier.
Right. Is that just a Neeko
Yeah.
specific thing? Because
No, I don't think so.
okay, because I don't know. Stopwatch's perfect timing is super underwhelming because the nerfs was so bad for perfect timing. Because look at the time
Mm.
on it. It's you don't get it for 14 seconds now. It barely contributes any gold to Zhonya's even when you do get it. And more
Hmm.
importantly, it doesn't even it used to reduce the cooldown of Zhonya's active and things like that, but it doesn't even
Oh.
do that anymore. So they've
Oh,
completely
okay.
gutted perfect timing. You don't really see anyone take very rarely, unless again, the only reason is if your champion
Hmm.
needs early boots. I'm not too
Yeah.
sure about Neeko as a champion. I'm assuming it is quite movement speed oriented purely because you have so many skill shots within your kit. But you generally don't see any high elo, very rarely high elo players take perfect timing anymore.
Would
Purely
you take the stopwatch in like volatile matchups, or you always take boots essentially, like
no,
Yasuo, for example?
no, because the stopwatch doesn't come in handy in versus these matchups because
It's too late.
it's too late. By the time you get it, it's way too late in the game. Um, and so generally, you just don't. Yeah, I just really hate taking it. And the only reason people used to take the biggest reasons were it used to contribute a decent amount of gold to Zhonya's,
Hmm.
and you got the CD. You got especially on TF, it was decent because you
Hmm.
got the Zhonya's cooldown reduction as well, like the extra active cooldown reduction. But
So that used to reduce the cooldown in your active zonas.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm pretty sure, and on gargoyles, stone plate, and whatever. I think there's those two items, or maybe there's another one. I think it was might have even been on GA as well. I'm not 100% sure.
I think so. I think so.
But that ever since those nerfs on perfect timing, you don't really see it that often anymore. But yeah, the only situation is like I said, if you want to get early boots to dodge skill shots. So that's something maybe you can play around with. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't play Neeko as often as I mean, I haven't played Neeko since she kind of got gutted ages ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Uh,
mean, just
yeah.
I'd think about that. As long as you understand the trade-offs and understand how that works, that's something just I would look into. But because you kind of always have to go
Totally.
glacial, you kind of are forced to take either magical footwear or perfect timing. And if you need the movement speed, just I guess you're gonna have to go um, perfect timing. Now, the other thing as well, I'm just here looking at quickly, is cheap shot versus taste of blood. Now, I'm a massive. I personally like taste of blood. Like I'm a big taste of
Hmm.
blood fan. But
Hmm.
given that Neeko is such an early lane champion, like she's so all in on the lane because
Yeah.
you have to get a lead, and if you don't get a lead, especially in the early portion of the lane, you sometimes just get hard. You just get destroyed post first base a
Yeah.
lot of the time. So sometimes cheap shot can be really good because it seems somewhat reliable
Because you're E,
to
right?
well the E, and you take glacial as well, things like
Does that
that.
proc off the slow as well?
Yeah, impaired movement. I'm pretty sure it procs off the slow as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, from my thought, I actually initially thought that cheap shot was actually the go-to on Neeko, but again, that's maybe something I'm gonna have to look into a little bit more. But I see Taste of
It's
Blood
a
would
four
also be
second
completely fine.
cooldown on that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's such a short cooldown.
That seems good. Because Nico is like a bully, so I feel like that would be good
Exactly.
actually.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
generally only want to take cheap shot on champions that are constantly bullying. You don't want to take cheap shot on champions that just like you wouldn't take it on a champion like a Victor, for example, even though he does have slows, because by the time you have slows with your W's unreliable, by the time you get the slow
Yeah.
on your hex core, like it's too late to actually utilize it. Like it's a very early
Mm,
lane rune that
mm.
you generally yeah.
Awesome. I didn't even think about that. That's good.
To I'd have a look into that. And I would actually probably
Yeah,
assess a lot more Neekos around the world. I'd look in like Korea and EU and all of them just to see what they take. Because yeah, again, I'm not a massive Neeko expert. So we'll
yeah.
take a look. I'm actually a big fan of Ignite into Yasuo because my theory is this a lot of the time. So a lot of the time versus Yasuo, the default response is to take exhaust, especially when you play champ like mages, is go exhaust
Uh-huh.
or barrier and go seekers, right? Which is a very
Yeah.
viable defensive approach because, if you can do that a lot of the time, by the time you get Lost Chapter after these items, or you get your GOP or whatever it is, your Ludens, you can start to win. But conversely, the other way of actually versing a lot of assassins, the other way of beating other assassins is, and
Uh-huh.
maybe you're so confident in your ability to play around the Yasuo's early strength, you just end
Uh-huh.
up taking exhaust and actually building quite normally, maybe just sitting on one cloth armor
Uh-huh.
because Yasuo is actually quite squishy in the early portion of the game and is very vulnerable to ganks. And if you have a lot of AP and a lot of you have ignite and kill threat with ignite,
Uh-huh.
you can actually snowball quite well. And if you take exhaust, a lot of the time the Yasuo is thinking, well, I can't kill this person, but I get a free lane because they're not going to have any
Yeah.
damage. So it's something I actually have been thinking about a lot, and it's the exact same thing when you play, for example, Syndra into Zed. Now, Syndra into Zed, you can go the exhaust with phase rush and just scale and minimize, and you're gonna probably scale quite nicely.
Hmm.
Or you can actually still go electrocute ignite full AP, and then
Yeah,
Zed is
yeah.
so scared to just walk up, and like
Yeah.
your defense is your offense, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I like the message that sends as well. It's like I'm coming to you, you know. It's
Yeah.
like
Rather
yeah,
than
yeah.
just
I like that.
minimizing, it's like, again, it's a confidence thing, how confident you are in your champion, but it's like you're getting defensive purposes through your offense because the Zed or the assassin is so scared to all in you because you have a lot of kill threat, rather than just the defensive element. So again, it really
Yeah.
comes down to your style, your preference. It's just something I kind of want to bring up, and maybe there's something, again, you can experiment with moving forward.
Yeah.
But
I've been messing around with different sums for Neeko, trying to see like what fits more.
yeah. So we'll take
Yeah.
a look at this VOD. We'll see how it goes. Maybe if we refresh it now, I might have.
The quality, dude. Whew.
Yeah, it does. The quality's
Oh,
changed.
nice.
Nice. Okay. So, what was, heading into a game when you're versing in Yasuo, what's running through your mind out of interest?
Hmm. I want to be wary of his all-in potential. I always want to be paying attention to what he wants to do.
Hmm.
Like, because I didn't know what type of Yasuo player he was, so I was just
Right.
trying to figure out what he wants to do.
Okay.
So are you speaking strictly in terms of the matchup?
Yeah, well, like, what's your take on the match? Because again, at the end of the day, you got to come into a matchup with at least a rough
Yeah.
idea about what you. Because I mean, you got to come in. What do you think? Are you thinking,
Yeah.
okay, do I contest level one? Do I not contest? Where do you want the
Yeah.
wave? That sort of thing.
So I know that my level 1 is better because of my W and he starts
Yep.
Q, so I know I can poke him. But I think a mistake that I did is that I took too much minion damage. But
Okay.
given the fact that I had corrupting potion, I thought it was okay, but I still think I took too much damage. I shouldn't have taken that much damage.
Okay.
So my level 1 was that, like, I know I can auto attack him.
Hmm. Okay. Well, what we'll do, I want you to kind of step me through this early lane, and then I'll kind of hear it out from you, and we'll see how this goes, and then I will go back, and we'll go back over it,
Okay.
just to refine some things.
So I think I don't know if it was a mistake or if that's how I should play the lane, but I was more focused on harassing him than CSing, which eventually bit me in the ass.
Right.
And that comes to show a little bit later too. Like he even though I'm killing him all the time, he still out CSs me because he just the way he's playing, it's like interesting. He just like kills the wave and dies, kills the wave and dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I miss a lot of CS because I'm more like tunneling him.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I gotta find a way to not only try to harass him, but also like
Hmm.
it's like yeah, managing both tasks at the same time better.
Okay.
Yeah, I could have gotten the minion there pretty easily.
I want to explain something quickly here before we kind of go
Yeah,
any further.
please.
All right. Versus Yasuo,
Hmm.
it's very rare that I would try and contest level 1 versus Yasuo.
Okay.
Because I actually want the wave on my side. I want, if just drawing here, I want the wave over here. I don't want the wave to be over here at level 2, level 3. Purely because, again, they have much more room to chase me down. Level 2, level 3 Yasuo is actually quite strong, especially with, like, as soon as they get Wind Wall at level 3 as well. It's actually quite strong, and if they go Conqueror, they can chase you down. Now, wait, you got Halo Blades? What's that?
No,
What is
I'm not
that?
sure what that is.
Why is why is Halo
Oh,
Blades there?
cause I'm camouflaged as
Oh,
Kaisa.
Kai'Sa. Okay, that
Yeah,
just
yeah,
confused the hell out of me. Okay.
yeah.
Um, but anyway, yeah, as
Uh,
any champion, it's actually very rare that I try to push like what you're doing now. You attack I usually don't try to attack the minions. What I do is I
mm,
play reactive. If Yasuo queues the wave, I will queue the wave because I want to thin it. I don't want to allow Yasuo to push it in fully,
okay.
but I don't want to get it pushed in. I try to either keep the wave in the center or I try to keep it on my side because,
Mm.
yeah, he can just chase you down.
Are
So
you doing that because you're trying to avoid his level 3 all in?
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Because a
I
lot of the
see.
time, what I realize is when let's just say I'm playing Orianna or Syndra into Yasuo. Cool. At level 2, I might have got actually a bit of damage onto him, but as the wave sits here and he gets level 2, level 3, I don't really feel safe enough to poke under tower, and then I usually have to go get vision, and then the wave's sitting here, and then Yasuo gets 3, and then it's just like it gets really awkward because then I'm overextended, and he chases me down. He can dodge my skill shots with his E, and then his wind
Yeah.
wall, and then it just gets messy. And then I'm heavy trading, and heavy trading versus Yasuo is not good. It just kind of I just lose control over the lane. So my
Okay.
approach to versing Yasuo overall, I'm very like I try to play it very calculated, very slow, because people don't understand is that Yasuo is the best 1v1 champion in mid lane in the game, pretty much, like bar none. Like the only matchups that actually beat him 1v1 is like Fizz is actually quite good 1v1, but even then there's a lot of room for error. But things like Renekton can beat him, but not traditional mid champions. None, no mages, none of them
Yeah.
really beat Yasuo. Now, and that's just the way it's always been. Yasuo is a 1v1 champion. But what's the biggest weakness of Yasuo? It's that he's extremely vulnerable to ganks. He's one of the most vulnerable That's
Mm.
why there's that meme exists, because my Yasuo just feeds. Yes, they
Yeah,
might
yeah, yeah.
be doing fine in lane 1v1, but they just die. Because and why
Yeah.
is that? Because they have to trade aggressively to win trades. They have to E in, or they have to go in to win trades.
Mm.
So my whole mindset is I don't really have to do anything special. I have to play around my jungle. Eventually, an opportunity will create itself. Okay,
Okay.
that's as long as I have proper wave management. So as
So the
soon as
mistaken thinking there is if like my mistake in the thinking is like I shouldn't be trying to damage him level 1 because I can. I
yeah,
should be thinking long term, like have the wave towards my tower so that
yeah,
he's in a position that's shitty for him. Okay.
because it's so hard. If you actually thin the wave and hold the wave on your side, like I actually think it's really bad that Yasuo actually does what he does here, and tries to like shove into you level 1, level 2, like hard. Because ideally he
Mm.
doesn't want the wave there. Because if you held it and actually didn't attack Yasuo and attacked the wave and thinned the wave and held it on your side, as soon as you get level 3, he's going to be in a really sticky situation. But you kind of get him out of it, because what happens here, you auto attack him, which is the first mistake. Is hard because again you're going to take full minion aggro, and I'll compare this trade here comparatively to another one you do as wave bounces off to kind of compare the difference. But this one is not good because, well, first of all, he has shield, and it's not
Shields,
too
yeah.
bad in the sense that you can actually reset the auto attack, the minion aggro, because you actually can walk behind the minions here and reset them, and you go out of range. But it's not helping you too much here because you're not really going to reliably get too much damage. You can do the odd
Yeah.
auto attack, but here, as soon as you see Yasuo just continually hitting the wave, you got to react, you got to adapt, and you got to keep hitting the wave as well. So if I remember what I said, it's like it's all about you react to what the Yasuo does. If the Yasuo doesn't hit the wave at all, I won't hit the wave at all. If Yasuo hits
Okay.
the wave, I'm going to hit the wave, because again, I want the wave on my side, but I don't want it so big that I can't do anything. So here, it's good. These
So
are
at
good
this point, I'm not focusing him. I'm focusing the wave. So I wanna trim the wave so that he doesn't shove a big wave
Yeah,
into me.
yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing here is like I don't mind you get weaving in auto attacks, like this is not too bad. The only downside here is that okay, when he's just chilling like this and you just randomly hitting him in the middle of the wave, this is when it can get a bit tricky, because then you start taking a lot of minion aggro. So sometimes what I
Yeah.
actually like to do is if he walks up, if he's like walks up over here and I'm over here, auto attacking is not too bad, because it's really easy to break the minion aggro because you've actually got quite a lot of distance between you and the wave. But
hmm
if you're like all the way up here and hitting Yasuo, it takes you so long to break minion aggro, because then look at the distance between you and this caster.
Yeah.
You gotta go to at least here to protect the minion aggro, and this is how you take a lot of damage.
Yeah. Most of the damage is minion. I think I
It's
took
all
1 Q
minion.
from him.
Yeah, I think it's 1 Q.
A
Yeah,
little micro thing I noticed from the level 1 is that I could have W, like as soon as I auto attack him, I could have W just to drop the minion aggro,
yeah, that's
and I
another
would
thing I
have
just
taken. Yeah,
noticed as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Um, but overall, as soon as he starts hitting the wave like this, I'm starting to thin the wave a little bit here. I really want to make sure that Yasuo's not going to get this wave in, and you got to remember that the first minion off the second wave will give you level 2, right? So he's trying to get for level 2 first. And if he gets level 2 first, he's going to reliably be able to get this wave in. And because you're not
Yeah,
thinning the wave here enough.
yeah,
And more
that makes
importantly,
sense.
as soon as you hit Yasuo, all of the minions are actually going to attack you, which means it's actually going to shove even more. Um, yeah, it's just going to
Yeah,
get really
yeah.
messy. It's just going to get
Because
messy
the
here.
minions are damaging me, they're not damaging
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Things are getting a bit messy here. So then, yeah, now because of that, he shoved it in level 2. He got level 2 first. He's able to break it. You've taken quite a bit of damage and a corrupting pot. And you really, I mean, yes, you've actually got his pot. You've got one of his pots, which is not too bad. But it just could have, it just could have been done a lot
Totally.
cleaner.
Yeah, I can
Now,
totally see that.
you actually take a really nice trade here. Look at this. So now Yasuo walks back, and then you get an auto attack. Now look how much better these auto attacks are. Because you're so far away from the minions. You don't take minion aggro. See
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, they feel better.
So this
Totally.
one's good. And then this next one. Look at this next one as well. Now you walk back, and it's so hard. Because now you can just walk around the minions like you do now. And if these melees actually target you, you can actually just walk into the middle of your creeps, and they'll re-aggro onto your creeps. But
The melees do less damage too, right?
yeah, like you take a lot more damage from casters here, but you don't take any damage from casters here. So this is exactly the sort of trade you should be doing. Is whenever Yasuo is in, you look to punish with auto attacks, and because you're so close to tower as well, it's so hard for Yasuo to all in you or whatever. So this is where you can start to take decent trades. And just a little thing here, you should be looking to time your Q there a little bit nicer with the It was decent, but it could have been a little bit better in terms of
Yeah,
when he walks up to CS, but it's not too bad.
because I could have procced the second hit of it too on him.
I'm pretty sure your empowered W actually goes through the win wall, by the way.
Really?
Do you know? I'm pretty sure. I'm not, because I played a lot of Neeko back in the day, but I'll see what happens in this vault. But I'm pretty sure the empowered W still does. But we'll see what happens.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay, now what do we see here? So you're getting some beautiful. This is so much better for you, right? You're right next to the tower. You're not going to take any very little minion aggro. Much
My
better.
Lee Sin's right there.
Your Lee Sin's right there. But now what do we see? No wall.
The wall is down.
It's just massive. No walls. So there's
Yeah.
no way you're level 3 as well. This is a free kill. Look at this.
Yeah, that's why I pushed
Bang.
here.
Beautiful. Really good here. I think yeah, it's all about playing around that wall cooldown.
So once he dies here,
Mm-hmm.
what do I want to think? What is my thought process?
Okay. Let's break this down. So what do we see? We see you've got 440 gold, you've only got one corrupting pot left, you're half HP. Lee Sin's going to top scuttle. You don't have teleport, and Yasuo doesn't have teleport, but he's coming up in 8 seconds. So if you think about let's run through let's run through the options here. Number one, you sit here and hold the wave and freeze. What's the benefits and disadvantages? Well, the benefit of this situation, if you hold and freeze, you're going to deny a lot of CS. You can probably thin this a little bit so it doesn't fully crash. You get your XP advantage. And it actually might even make Yasuo quite vulnerable to a gank after Lee Sin goes for top scuttle. Not too bad. But the downside is that, well, Yasuo is actually going to be able to walk straight into River potentially and contest the top scuttle if that fight actually breaks out, because he's going to get to the fight first. And secondly, more importantly, he's going to have a big resource advantage over you. He's probably going to come back with a second Doran's or a refillable or 2 pots, whatever it is. But you're going to only have one corrupting pot,
No
and
teleport.
you're going to have no way to get pressure to get back out and get this reset off. So it's going to be quite tricky for you to you're going to be actually in a pretty sticky situation. So there's that, and I actually would not do that because, again, I want to abuse my advantage. And
Yeah.
especially since you're playing a champion that you've got Time Warp Tonic and you play quite aggressive in the early game, an early Dark Seal would suit you big time. Or even an early Dorans if you want to go Dorans, Dark Seal Dorans, or Dark Seal and a Pink would be perfectly fine.
So
Now,
in a hypothetical scenario, like if Lee Sin was my duo, it could be a good option to do that first option if I could tell like, hey, he's gonna be back here and my
yeah,
wave's gonna be in my tower, we could
yeah,
kill him again.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But the only downside is that he's going to be full HP with Flash. He didn't even flash that fight. Um,
And Silas
yeah,
could be
and the
around too.
jungler's going to be and the jungler's going to be
Yeah.
in the area because Scuttle's up. So it's a pretty unreliable play because you're just not super healthy as well. That's the biggest reason. If you're fully healthy, I think it can work, but you're not. So the second option is to actually try and hard chop this. I would actually get Lee Sin to help me right now because Scuttle's actually not coming up for 14 seconds. So you actually have 14 seconds to help you shove this out because you're no way going to be able to shove. I mean, you will be able to get it out potentially before the next wave crashes, whatever, but it's going to take you a long time and you want to minimize the amount of tempo that Yasuo's going to have onto you because already from now, he's going to have tempo on you because it's a recall's 8 seconds and his death time is 8 seconds. So every second from now on, he's going to have an extra second of tempo onto you.
So help me understand here, because my mindset here is greedy, because I think like if Lee Sin helps me push, I'm gonna lose XP advantage. But like help me break that.
Okay.
That's a fallacy, right? It's not like a good
Yeah, it doesn't matter
way to think.
because if you think about it, well, Yasuo's, if you get this wave in, he's going to miss CS anyway. Yasuo's going to miss his farm anyway. Yeah. So you're still going to be ahead because it's going to get denied to tower. And more importantly, it's like, well, your team's still ahead at the end of the day. Even if you're like, and you'd also got the XP from the kill or the assist or whatever. Like at the end of the day, even if you don't come up ahead and you don't have an XP advantage at all, or even if you're a little bit behind, your jungler's going to be really far ahead.
That's true.
And at the end of the day, if your team's ahead, he's playing a ganking champion, he's playing Lee Sin, like it is what it is, you know? Like
yeah. So there's no point to be greedy here.
I actually like it sometimes. And there's actually something that Dopa even talks about is like you should actually let a lot of the time let the jungler even get the last hits on the creep in the early game because getting to their warrior or their runic echoes is so important. It's actually more valuable than mid lane strength because warriors and runic echoes is one of the most biggest spikes in the entire game. If this guy gets warriors before the enemy person gets runic echoes or Syndol or whatever, you can take over a game. So that's why Dopa even says, if my jungle's here, I actually don't even mind him taking the CS because I'm going to go back get a Dark Seal anyway. It's like, who cares? If I get a Dark Seal and an Amplifying Tomb, it's not as good as him getting closer to warriors.
Because if he hits that power spike, he's strong enough to influence the map in a much better way than I am
much bigger
by getting
way,
the CS.
100%.
Okay, gotcha.
Unless it's for a complete core item for you, maybe it's like a Lost Chapter or it's like a Ludens, but a lot of the time that's just not the case. Usually it's just like an extra Amp Tomb or whatever, and it's just like, dude, I would rather my jungle get warriors.
Dude, do people get to a level where they actually like they look at every minion and like, okay, I know this minion is worth, it's so much math. Like this minion is worth this minion is worth this. If I kill this whole wave, I'll have 300 gold. That's that's crazy.
You should always be thinking about like how much gold you need. Like that's the first thing I look at in this situation. Actually, the first thing I look at in this situation is my gold, and because I want to look at what I can get. But actually, the first thing I think is I want Lee Sin to shot. My default response is I don't have TP. I want this wave out because I don't want to stay here with this resource. Yeah. That's as at a very simple level, quick level. My resource is low. I don't have TP. I need to reset at the end of the day. That's my quick analysis. And then I like to look
Curtis,
at
are you able to look at that wave and like understand how much gold you're gonna get from that if you kill all of it? Or you just kind of have like a general idea?
A general idea. I don't know specifically. Okay. But I know that I'm no way gonna be able to afford Lost Chapter, and I'm no way gonna be able to afford like a Dark Seal and a Blasting Wand or anything.
Sure.
So it's like at the end of the day it's I know I'm either gonna be able to get probably just going to be able to get a Dark Seal and a Pink. Maybe if I hit every single one, maybe Darks, not even a Dark Seal and a Dorans, I don't even think. So no, it's just like it's a vague number, but I know what I can't get. I know what I can't get.
It's like a general idea of it.
General idea, yeah.
Because these are things that I'm trying to get better. Oh, go ahead.
If you're like at 1100, you know that you're going to be able to get Lost Chapter off this. You know, it's like, it's just
it's a feeling. It's not like a mathematical calculation.
No, it's a feel, yeah. So this is a pretty big. This is going to get you into a sticky situation here, potentially, or Yasuo's just going to deny you a lot of CS on the back end
because the wave is not going to be shoved in.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. It might not even crash here. Oh, yeah, it doesn't even crash. This is sticky situation. So you're going to lose... Yasuo's going to get all that farm, so you didn't deny any farm from Yasuo. So Yasuo probably
I see.
is going to be ahead of you right now in XP because of that.
If Lee Sin pushed with me, he would have lost the whole wave.
Well, you would have lost a lot of it, and you would have just come back, and then you wouldn't have lost any on the back end. Because look what happens here. Now Yasuo pushes, and you might even lose 2 or 3 creeps here potentially.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So not only did you allowed Yasuo to get all of it. Yeah. Actually, there is one more option I do want to quickly talk about back here. There is one more option that, in this situation, I don't think applies too well. But another option is number 3 is actually be patient and slow push. Now, sometimes in these situations, if you kind of feel like you have enough resources and you don't really want to hard shove and recall, you don't want to hard shove and get to like a fight, whatever it is, you can actually take it slow and actually thin the wave a little bit to make it a bit even. Then, or maybe get like 1 or 2 minion advantage, wait for the next wave, and then given that, you know, this is only if you're stronger and actually can bully off the opponent, then you can actually slow build 2 waves into the enemy, which is going to allow you to get a reset on the back end.
In this scenario, it wouldn't be good given that it's a Yasuo, right?
Yeah, it's a Yasuo. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But I just thought I'd mention that as another option.
Cool.
Yeah, so this is pretty bad for you because now Yasuo is going to get quite far ahead in XP. And now it's very important for you to assess what is he going to do here. So you pan your camera mid, you just look at itemization. What do we see? No pinks. He hasn't warded, and he has no pots. He has a coal, which is extremely, extremely greedy. Okay, there he is, pinging onto bot side. So he's probably going to ward bot side. You can assume that he's going to ward bot side. Might be looking to roam bot. There's Silas.
Silas there too.
Okay. Just where you get a ward down. Beautiful. It's kind of a waste of a W. It's not too bad, though. Okay, that's a decent ward, honestly. Dot's better, but if you gotta, that's all you can do, then it's fine as well.
So that's a good ward considering that Silas is also bot side as well, right?
Yeah, it's a decent ward, yeah. He's dead. Dead.
I don't know if I should have flashed here because my Lee was there. Maybe I could have saved the flash.
Nah, I think you just do it.
Yeah, just take it.
Because he still has flash, doesn't he? Wait, did he flash? Let's see.
I don't remember.
Okay, so that's actually really big, actually. Because if he doesn't have flash, it's massive. He doesn't have flash here.
If he has flash, I don't flash that.
Nah, yeah. If he
has flash, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, so if he has flash, there's no point. But there's no guarantee that Lee has wall jump as well, so he probably couldn't even have chased here. So yeah, I think that's the right play. Now again, I think this is a push and reset again, to be honest. Oh, actually, when you come back out of base, by the way, okay. Wait, what happened here? So you had this amount of gold. You could. Okay, never mind. I was just thinking you could sell your biscuit for a pink, but even then, I'm pretty sure it gives you 30. You would still have to wait, but you have to really attend to mid, so you have no time to wait.
Do you get biscuits? Because I rarely use biscuits. I sell them most of the time. Is that like a better function of the biscuit?
Yeah, generally, if you don't need to use them, you should sell them. Yeah, because you still get the max mana and you just get the gold. But it's kind of a good just in case you might need them in lane. But...
yeah, kind of like a backup.
Yeah.
Sustain.
Okay, so yeah, this was fine. You get a decent kill here. Not too bad. Whatever, you come back. I actually think because you still have 2 corrupting pot charges, you should. I think this is a slow build, yeah, because you can't freeze it. Just take your time. Here, last hit. Take your time.
Because I'm relatively healthy. I have enough resources that I can deny him minions. Is that the main function of the slow push in your eyes?
The main function of a slow push is to maximize the amount of gold you're going to get on a recall, or give you time to do something with your move. Because if you think about it, if you build a wave and then there's 2 or 3 minion waves under their tower, then it's either going to give you time to get a free recall with coming back and not missing any CS, or while they're doing something here seriously on the tower, you're going to be able to roam, get D vision, back up your jungler, whatever it is.
Mm.
But in this situation, you did. I think you pushed a little too fast here. Not too bad though. The only downside actually of this all-in kill that you did is you actually warded the bush as you're trying to chase him, which I think is a waste of time. And it's actually going to bite you in the ass a bit here, purely because now you've used both trinkets. Now there's going to be a time where both your trinkets are going to be down at the same time, and you're not going to have any vision.
That's a bad habit that I have of warding just to have vision on where he's going, but at the end of the day, it's not necessary because you know he's there anyways.
Well, you had vision on him because you had ignite on him as well. I'm pretty sure ignite.
Oh, okay, that's true.
I'm pretty sure ignite gives him gives you a bit of vision. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it looked like as well. But not too bad.
I remember at some point it was like that. I'm not sure if they changed that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
That
they
makes
changed it as well. Yeah.
Oh, see, right there, I W him. I don't think it went through because the wall. Or maybe pop his shield. No, the E pop his
It
shield.
did. Nah. Look.
It didn't do any damage though.
It does. Look. See the shield?
Uh-huh.
Look at that. Look, you see the shield on Yasuo?
Uh-huh.
See?
Oh, you're right. Oh, nice.
Pretty sure the W does go through the shield.
The damage seems so bad. I was like, yeah, I don't think it went through. Makes sense. Yes, on my auto.
Again, this, like, the way, I think here as well, you just got to, like, calm it down a little bit here. I think, like, right now, instead of just, like, auto-attacking him, just play a little bit more defensive and play a bit more reactive. Like, what you're doing most of these trades is that you're actually, this is what you're doing. You're seeing Yasuo in his current position and walking up and clicking, like, on him. Like, look, you see your mouse, you're trying to click onto him to attack him. And what's happening is that because you're walking up here to get in the distance, then Yasuo, as soon as his wave's going to come, he's just going to E. So then every single time this happens, because you're clicking up here to just auto attack on him, and your clicks are so far away from your character, you're not able to tether him. Okay, so your clicks, you should very rarely just be clicking on him from a distance, unless, especially when the wave's coming, because he's not going to be in that position anymore. And look what happens. He is, and look at the distance. Now he's at melee range onto you.
Yeah.
So what you need to do when you're versing Yasuo is you need to always take into account the E gap closer. And so a lot of the time I actually sit back here, and then I will sit back, maybe Q these or whatever to thin the wave a little bit. I actually will really want to thin the wave a bit here. Ideally keep the wave here. And as soon as Yasuo goes in, then that's where I look to punish. I like to, and as long as I'm keeping that gap. Now, this is why most people die or take bad trades to Yasuo, so they always walk up into the minions like this. This is exactly what Yasuo wants. Yasuo wants to E in, QU, then E out type thing. But if you don't do that, and you actually sit near the range creeps rather than the melee creeps, he can't get reliable trades onto you, especially when you're this close to the tower. There's no way he should be ever in range to just randomly QU like that.
So I should just be chilling on the right side right there, just
chilling. And if he goes in, when he goes in for E, then you punish with Qs and Es, and then he's going to use Spell Shield for one of the waves, and then the next time he goes in, then you're going to have a window. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like my whole like perspective is like too aggro. It's like I'm just constantly trying to fight.
Because Yasuo is a champion that, like, it's a champion that is really, it's very unique in the sense that I've found the most reliable way to beat Yasuo is actually just relax. Like, just take a chill. And just, you don't need to do anything special. And they usually just into you. It's like, they create the opportunities for you to punish, usually. But this whole time, like, okay. This is all just kind of like skirmish awareness and things like that. I think the biggest mistake here is using your E so early on. But you get 6. And now because you've wasted your E, it's very rare that you're going to be able to E someone without locking them down as well. Because you didn't take into account flash.
Yeah.
Okay, now your E's down. You need to get the hell out, man.
I have no mana.
I have no mana
as well.
It's
a fiesta. I die here.
As well, you should put your W and your, like, walk in different directions here. Like, you should always put you should always put your clone and you in different directions. But I'm pretty sure he just queued in the direction when you're invisible anyway, so I don't think you had an option.
Another thing there, I think Lee Sin tried to W me, but he W my clone. if I waited a little bit longer, maybe he would have shielded me and I would have
Yeah, maybe.
been able to survive. Yeah.
But I do think that the biggest thing here is not playing around your cooldowns. Like your E's down,
Okay.
and it's your ultimate's down here. Like you need to get the hell out.
Just back off. Yeah.
Back off. Play around your cooldowns. You come back. You don't have a pink ward, which is a big mistake.
Oh, that smite,
Nice.
dude.
That you really need to buy. And
Pinks.
right now, I actually would have sold both of my biscuits as well, and I would have just bought a pink.
Mm.
Okay. Now, again, you're still fine. Unfortunately, you didn't really time Yasuo Flash because that's actually a pretty big... Actually, I'm going to mute this because I think you're talking or something. But timing Flash against Yasuo is crucial because, again, he's such an immobile champion. When you're visiting any melee, actually just any champion in general in mid lane, you're in platinum. Like, it's just an expectation to have. Is that you should be timing at least your counterpart's Flash. Okay?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
and do you know how to do the Control A, Control C, Control V?
No, what is that?
So to time flashes, you look at the time. What you do if you're in a skirmish, you just ping the flash, and with timestamps you'll see when you did it. And then when you're in base or when you have a bit of free time, you scroll up or press Z to make the chat bigger. You can see the chat history, and then you see it and you add 5 minutes onto it. So maybe it's whatever 6 minutes. So then you do 11 mid. Type in 11 mid F. Control A will select it all. Control C will copy it, and then Control V is paste. So you can just Control paste, Control V, which is paste it in, then enter. Control V, enter. Control V, enter. Control. That's how you can spam it in chat.
Oh, okay. You're just copying so that you can have like a bunch of different.
Well,
You're
just copying it because you're spamming it, yeah, and you don't want to just have it once because you're just going to forget about it otherwise. And then maybe like 2 minutes later, you're like, oh, what was that Yasuo flash again? Then you can just press it again. You remember.
Do you have any sort of tips or routines that you can get to memorize these things? Because I know a lot of these things in theory, but I have a hard time putting them to practice once I'm in a game. Like once I'm in a game, I forget a lot of those like habitual things, you know.
Well, there's two things here. It's one that it has to be somebody that you actively force, and it will feel incredibly uncomfortable. But you have to have that sticky note under your monitor and just force it. Yeah. Like it's the same thing with using mouse buttons to like pan your camera. So a lot of the time, like it took me ages to get used to having my MB1 and MB2, like that my side buttons on my mouse to be my top and jungle, pan my camera.
Yeah, I've heard you talking about this.
Still, like and like even still today, I'm like probably like 75% comfortable. I still need a bit more time, but it's still like just takes time. And I just made that one of my learning objectives and just forced it. And the way I did it was always in base. As I was coming out of recalls and deaths, I would just spam it and like get really comfortable doing it like all the time when I had that downtime. The other thing as well, why I've actually found flash time is to be a habit, is putting it in context. Because it's so easy for me to say here, oh, you should time flash. But if you understand the importance of flash, it's like okay, for example,
there's emotion behind that. If you actually
it's emotion.
Yeah.
Well, it's like imagine this. It's like you don't walk on the sidewalk next to a main road because it's you don't walk on the road rather than the sidewalk because you can theoretically do both, but one's a lot more dangerous. You're probably going to get run over, right?
Yep.
But you do the sidewalk because it makes sense. It's like, okay, I get to stay safe. I'm not going to get anywhere near the road. I want to stay on the footpath, and I'm probably not going to get hit by a car. It's the same thing in League in the sense that like I like to add context. Like he has no flash. Like he's an immobile champion, or even if he is or isn't, like it's increasing your chances of killing your opponent at the end of the day.
Yeah. That makes sense. Even with the F keys, there are times where like I hit it at the correct moment and I notice like someone did something, like someone burned a flash, and that pays off to me in a couple minutes. And like at that moment, it's like, oh, if I didn't hit the F keys, I wouldn't have known this. So it feels good that I've done that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then you start to realize, oh my god, like, because the thing as well is like if I spam mid flash and I know he doesn't have flash, like that drastically changes the level of kill threat in mid. Because I know this is another thing why it's so important. If my jungler comes mid and just blows his flash, it's actually sometimes a big waste of time. Because if you think about it, this is how it works.
Can you say that again? When your jungle did what?
Okay, so say your jungle comes mid and you fail the gank because he just flashes away. Which, you know, some of the time that's a successful gank. But it's only a successful gank if the jungle re-ganks it. Okay? The
Yeah.
fundamental of jungle is you never gank a lane and blow a flash if you aren't going to re-gank it. Okay? So,
Yeah.
a lot of the time, if you're playing mid, and let's just say your jungle doesn't know if they have flash or not, and let's just say maybe they blow flash once, and then they don't re-gank, because they just, maybe you're not spamming, he has no flash, you're not calling for ganks in that sense. It's actually a complete waste of time. Your jungle will get behind, and then maybe other lanes will get more vulnerable because your jungle's showing mid, the enemy can counter gank, or whatever, or counter jungle, whatever. It's actually a detriment to your team. So, why I actually am so big on flash timers as well is because if I made the effort to get the flash myself, I know that it's going to be such an easy gank for my jungle. And I don't want to call for ganks if he has flash, because unless I know he has no other options, because it actually can make our team lose because we're not going to get a kill. So this flash is just like, it's just really, really, really big essentially at the end of the day.
I'm writing this down.
Yeah, especially when you're Neeko, man. Like, you have CC, like you can lock people down.
That makes sense, because if the jungler comes, it's like essentially just a free kill there if he doesn't have any form of escape.
Yeah. This is actually partly why, by the way, I actually just don't even think you build Seekers. Like,
Because I'm going so aggro.
Yeah, the part of me is like, what do you, like, a lot of the time, right? The purpose of Seekers is to, like, minimize and scale. But, like, you don't. Neeko just doesn't scale. Like, you get shit on in scaling. Like, I would way rather this game you have a lost chapter, because at the end of the day, you have enough self-peel between your W and your E to prevent this Yasuo from locking you down. Like, I would way rather just the damage. Wouldn't you? Like, I mean,
yeah,
it's different on a champ like, it's a different on a champ like Orianna, because like you feel fine not killing Yasuo, but as Neeko, it feels terrible. It's like, if I don't kill this guy, I'm gonna be useless, type thing. It's like, if he's pushing me and getting pressure and all this thing, it's just useless. Like, whereas Orianna, it's like, all right, cool, Yasuo pushed me in, I'm fine. As soon as I get lost chapter, or my like I outscale. Like, I'm not outscale, but at least I can somewhat match scaling. But Neeko does not have that luxury at all. And you are so reliant on your GLP, as a champion.
So it's much more efficient to hit that GLP than, because I think it's just not understanding really what what it's gonna be like. So now I know, like next time if I'm in a situation, it's probably not a good idea to go to the Seekers.
Well, try it out. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you just can't survive. But from what I'm seeing in terms of the trading patterns here, if you have a better understanding about how to verse Yasuo, I don't think he can lock you down, because you can just respect, if he goes in, you can blow, you can E, force his wind wall, and then next time there's auto attack, whenever, like, keep that gap always from the minions, and just poke him. Like, I just don't think that, I don't think you're going to die. Like, I think you're too mobile and you have too much self-peel. Whereas Orianna doesn't have that luxury, because Orianna doesn't have a hard form of CC like that to lock down a Yasuo. Victor
so I benefit
really
more from the damage than the armor because of that, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you can self-peel between the W and your E. Like, I think you just have enough. Like, yeah, you can get Zhonya's later. You can get a Seekers later, because Zhonya's is pretty good for Neeko in general anyway. But
do I think I still go Tabbies in this scenario?
I would not go Tabbies.
No Tabbies.
This game. Oh, actually, it is pretty valuable in the sense that it is an Aurelia and a Vayne. But again, I just always tie it back to identity. It's like, what am I trying to survive for? At the end of the day, Neeko's like, if I'm in range to get auto attacked, I'm probably only going to get auto attacked 2 or 3 times, because I'm going to self-peel with my E or my ult. Or I'm going to have Zhonya's later on anyway. And if I'm going to take more autos than that, then I'm probably dead anyway. Like, I just don't think that, a lot of the time, it's like, it's either Zhonya's or Tabis. And a lot of the time, if I'm playing a mage, like an early scaling mage, it's like or as assassin, I just prefer the damage with Sorks. Like, I want that, because again, your offense, your defense comes from offense, and with Neeko. Because I think this ties more into understanding your champion's identity. Because if you think about it, you're going to know Neeko more than me, right? I play Neeko, but I haven't played in a while. You're probably going to know it more than me. But if you think about it, I mean, just the way fights pan out and the way
Mm.
you win games. Is it from surviving? Or is it from like getting your one shot off? Is it from
Now that you
like
say all this, I'm thinking like if I had more damage, I could probably control this lane way more and push this guy out and not let him do what he wants. But
well,
since
he's
I
gonna
have
get
like these
punished so
defensive
much more.
stats, yeah, for sure.
It's just that's just the way I feel. That's why this is the way I've been feeling ever since like changing my style versus Yasuo. Like I always felt like just building exhaust and seekers is good if you literally can't survive. Sometimes that's the case with Orianna because you have such poor self peel, and he can block your ball and everything. But it's so much harder. Your auto attack goes through the shield. He can't block the Q and the E. He can only block one of them. And your cooldown's quite short as well comparatively to... And your mana costs are quite low compared to Orianna as well. In
Yeah,
that
totally.
sense.
And if he jumps on me or ults onto me, I have my ult. It kind of counters his
Yeah.
ult because
And
he's
you
like
have
right
so
on
much...
top of me.
Yeah. And you have so much gank setup as well. Like, you have so much... so many ways to deal with Yasuo.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
So,
Noted.
yeah, so because I feel like right now you're doing in between. You're like trying to poke, but you just built for you've got no damage. And you've got no pink ward, so you're not playing for gank setup. So you didn't buy a pink ward. Yeah, you didn't buy a pink ward, so there's no gank setup. Oh, what the hell?
He messed
Okay.
up. He walked a little bit back, so he hit my ult there on the corner after he walled.
Okay, that's
But
good.
like, I know I can kill him pretty easily at
Hmm.
this point.
Okay, get this. Okay, what happens here? I actually think you can't. I don't even know if you can get this next wave. I think you just recall here.
Cause no mana.
Well, now it's hard because you've just started hitting the next wave because then it'll slow push it. But you have no mana. Like, I don't think you're going to be able to get this wave out. You just get it out.
That's one of
'Cause
the
what does
things
that
that I
gold...
rarely do. Yeah, go ahead, coach.
Like, what does that gold allow you to do? Okay, if you think about it, you get this kill, beautiful. Now you got to think, what do you see? Well, look at my mana. My mana's so
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
If Silas comes, you're screwed, right? I mean, you're not going to be able to get the wave out 110%. So you're not going to get that wave out. More importantly, there's actually more creeps on the enemy than you. So if you don't touch this wave at all, maybe you just get this one, it's actually going to slowly push into you, which is perfect because you're going to insta recall, come back. Yasuo's actually going to miss some CS.
Mm.
So this is actually perfect, even if you didn't hit any of them, or you just last hit this one over here, or whatever, and just go into this bush and recall right
And
now.
I literally just leave. I just don't touch it. I just
Yeah, don't touch
done.
it, because
Okay.
because if you think about it, what you're gonna buy next is probably, I'm assuming you're gonna rush Sonya's this game, so you're gonna go Fiendish Codex. So you're probably gonna go Fiendish Codex here and sell this maybe, or you're gonna go for tier 2 boots,
Yeah, I don't
in
remember
which
what I got.
maybe like I don't know, and then maybe then if you want tier 2 boots, maybe you actually do need to get 3 of these. And then sell these or whatever. I don't know. It just really depends what you're building. I don't know. But it's always good to check. Because, again, your That's the first thing I see. Resources. Your jungler's on here. Okay. Next. Gold-wise, if I'm like 1250 gold, if I sell these, can I get Lost Chapter? What am I trying to buy? Whatever it is. And then, okay, let's just say you're not close to a core item. It's like, all right, I'm just going to base then. I'm going to base. Just take the base, come back, as long as I can somewhat match tempo. Because if I overstay in this lane and I have no mana, I have no blue buff, I have no corrupting pods, I'm
Yeah,
going to be in
sound
a
good.
pretty sticky situation.
It's almost like
So
you
by
have a little
doing-
checklist then. Like you go like this,
Which is
this. Okay.
It's really mental, like a quick mental checklist. Yeah.
That's exactly what I want to learn is like those little pieces of information that you can make a decision upon. I gotta get in the habit of like considering those more.
And again, it always ties back to, I guess the crux of it is like, I don't want to be stuck in this lane. Like, I don't want to be stuck in this lane with no mana. That's where it all stems from, essentially. And also, more importantly, gold is not worth anything unless you spend it. Like, gold doesn't do shit unless you spend it. Right? So they're the two core underlying principles that guide my decision. If I have gold, I want to spend it. And if I have no resources, I don't want to be in lane. They're the two things.
Okay.
And then given those are the two principles, then I make decisions flowing on from that. All right, so given that, you stay for a little bit, you stay for the next wave, and let's just actually see what this changes in the buy. Because you have 1,200 gold. Look at all this leftover gold. You still have those 2 biscuits that you could have sold as well. And you probably could have got the exact same buy if you just killed those 3 minions and just sold those 2 biscuits. You probably would have been able to get boots anyway. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Now you're going to get denied all
Mhm.
this CS. Yasuo gets a free roam off. He missed what, like 4 or 5 creeps. So now both times you've actually got him behind in XP, even though you've killed this Yasuo twice.
Yeah, that was a weird feeling in this lane. It's mostly knowing when to recall, when to push,
Mm.
like what to do with the wave,
Mm.
right?
Nice. This is good. Much better positioning. Like you're tethering, standing right near the tower. Again, you're a little bit too far there, but it's not too bad though. You should be okay. There's one thing here you're not doing on. You need to be doing the WR. You know what I mean?
So he can see me,
Yeah, he
right?
can't see you. Like
Yeah, yeah,
you're just Ring on top of it. You just do the WR,
yeah.
and then he can't react.
Also walk up and not down because he can dash through me.
Yeah. Okay. Get another kill. Again, you don't have a pink, which is so big. Like, you need a pink because, again, like, you're versing a Yasuo. Defense, like, pinks are just, is going to open you up so much. Okay. Now lean onto top side. Oh. Maybe get a ward on those raptors. You couldn't already kill this Aurelia. Not in a million years. This is a waste of time. Okay.
Like I knew I had stopwatch, so I was just like, okay, I think I can kill her with the Ilaoi here.
Holy moly. Okay, this is so sketchy. Okay. The reason being, okay, I like that you lean onto topside because that's where your jungle is. Even though, despite your top's getting absolutely like stomped,
That's my friend, by the way.
okay.
Yeah, it was funny in comms. He's just like, Aurelia is so strong.
No, I think that's just a counter. But
so he was like, I'm gonna TP here. So I was like,
Okay.
okay, I think we can kill her. I feel like as Neeko, at least in this isolated 2v1, I can kill Aurelia. But if someone else shows up here, I don't think we can.
okay, well, given you're on comms, I guess, and you know Silas is not here anyway, so because the way I was thinking is like, holy moly, okay, there's a big wave building up. There's no like, how do you know your top lane is not just going to go for the wave? Like, you know,
Yeah.
like I would not
Yeah.
trust. Like the way I see it right now, I'm like in this situation. I'm like, holy crap, my top lane is 3 levels down. There's a Fed Aurelia. Yes, he
It
doesn't
could have
have
been
ult.
way worse.
Yeah, he's got blue buff.
Yeah.
He's pretty much full HP anyway. If I go here, who's to say that this allow? He's probably not even just going to play for the wave. You know, like I was just kind of scared here. But I guess because you guys are on comms and you're on the same page, I think it works. I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously
I
it
felt
does.
confident about that one.
But yeah, if it works, it works.
Because like we know she ulted, she flashed.
Okay.
But I feel like if it was solo queue, right, like the top
Yeah.
laner wouldn't be in the same page as me. That could have been
Yeah.
a riskier play.
Yeah. Because like I was looking here, like I didn't even know you didn't even check for TP. Like I didn't even know Alawi had TP. So
No, it's honestly it was kind of it
all
just
comms.
happened. Like as soon as I saw that, it's like okay, decisions here. But yeah, I didn't consider that piece of information.
okay, you get that kill. You get a nice little shutdown. What's going in here? Now beautiful. You get your lost chapter. Yeah, Tarbies with Zhonya's is overkill, 100%.
Gotcha.
This Silas bot. Okay, so ideally you don't really want to be going top. Like ideally you want to be playing towards bot side this game. But because Dragon's down, Riftail's the next objective, it's going to be hard for you to get in the sense that it's going to be hard for you to get since Aurelia's going to have pressure the whole game and you might not be able to get it. So maybe you just do have to just keep it warded and play the bot side. Okay, so this happens. Okay, what the hell? I don't know what this Yasuo is doing.
I don't know, man. Our matchup was very interesting. We're both like full aggression, full ham.
Okay. To be honest, okay, so now what do we see? So we see Lee Sin bot, you get this wave in. And generally, the way Yasuo matchups work as well, I found with mages, as soon as the mage gets lost chapter, there's a window before, because Yasuo then actually at just PD isn't that strong. Usually they need PD IE. So there's a window where like you have like your first item, whether it's lost chapter or even like GLP or Ludens. This whole window, like you just win. Like mages just win this matchup. But most people build Seekers because they don't even feel comfortable like getting to Lost Chapter and not dying. But if you can do that, then you're going to be fine.
Then I should feel confident, right, in that scenario.
Then you'll feel confident because Yasuo just is going to be too squishy. Because by the time you get Lost Chapter, he's only going to have Zeal, right? So he's not going to have any durability. He only gets durability through PD. But PD is not a cheap item. And Lost Chapter, you spike way earlier. And then generally you can either kill them or exert a lot of pressure or set up a gank. Okay.
I just respect this guy at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay. So you get this wave in here. I guess getting plates is good. I don't think this kill threat bots. Wait, where'd you...
Do I just back here?
Where'd you put this ward? This ward's is really, really, really average. It doesn't do anything. Like, this ward doesn't change your behavior. Like, the way I see it is, like, if Silas wants to come, he's going to come around. And it's like, you should just get this plate and then just, like, back off and then ward dot push, bot side dot push.
Okay.
Like, this ward, I very rarely do this ward. I only do that ward in scenarios where, like, I need to immediately get vision of that bush to see if they're roaming. Like, the mid lane is roaming. Like, I don't ever... Like, if I ever have if I'm ahead at all, then I will never ward that because I want way more time and way more notice to see if the jungle's actually going to come to gank me.
So do I just go for the plate? I don't even ward at all in this case. I just like
I think you go for
push
the plate.
wave and go for plate.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Go for the plate, then ward if you want to stay after that. But anyway, yeah, so it comes back. You lose a lot of CS. He gets 2 or 3 plates. Now this is going to be sketchy because if they actually get the top rift and they rift mid, you're in a really, really bad situation. Because that mid tower is going to be the only way you kind of stop this Yasuo from snowballing.
Yeah.
Okay, that happens. Nice. Pretty sure he has no wind wall, by the way. I think you could have just killed him there. Because his wind wall's on a pretty long cooldown.
It's like 20-ish or something like that.
Yeah, it's really long. So when he uses it here, so it's 13:30. It's about I think it's like 20-ish seconds. 12. It may be more. 20 seconds, I guess. So that was at 13:13. Just 10 seconds. Oh, like just... I think it would just be coming up. But yeah, I guess if you don't know, then you don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, the way I see it is this. It's like... Neeko's a champion that, like, you got to be very decisive. Are you using your E for self-peel or are you using your E for aggression? And if you're using your E for aggression, then you need to know that they can't trade back onto you in that window. Or you need to change your behavior as your cooldowns are down. Or you need to go for the all-in once you do land the root so you can go for that stun. You know? So,
here, like, if I want to do it, right here, right?
Yeah, if you want to go for it, do it now and then go for your all-in now or whatever. But if you don't want to do that, and let's just say, whatever, now you have to hardcore respect. Not keep walking up and keep auto-attacking. Now you need to use your W, wait for your cooldowns again, because your E's down, your Q's coming back up again, because this is where, you know, there's that window for you to actually just die. And he can kind of go around you. Now your cooldowns are coming back up, but again, it's getting tricky. So, yeah, this is just a little thing here, just playing around your cooldowns. But I think you do know, right, that if your route goes through minions, it gets extended, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This happens. You get the fruit. You come back here. Okay. Okay, you rift. You should rift mid here. Yeah, beautiful. Get the wave. Break mid. Wait, you don't break mid. Aurelia comes. What is it? Oh, you're scared of Aurelia here? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You got your GLP now. This ward again is pretty subpar. Doesn't do anything. And you still haven't bought a pink ward this entire game. Okay.
That's another inconsistent habit. Like sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I just forget about it.
Let's flash.
Time to.
Very rarely want to be doing this, by the way, at this point in time. It's way too late for that. It's all about pressure. You're heading into mid game. 15 minutes, he has no flash. You never want to freeze. Just push, push, push. Like,
Okay.
Like, freezing at this point in time is like suicide. Because right now, you're not, I mean, you haven't panned your camera, you don't know what's going on bot. Look at what Lee Sin's ganking bot. Like, my whole mindset right now in this situation, you come back to lane, Lee Sin's ganking bot. Like, I want to either push this in, he's got no wind wall near here, so you actually can get a really nice stun here. A root, so that's actually why you hit the root. You get a nice root. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Now, freezing is worst case scenario because the bot skirmish is breaking out. So Yasuo actually has something to do. So Yasuo just walks bot here because he knows there's a skirmish.
Yeah.
Yasuo comes, he cleans up and gets a kill.
I see that.
And then he dies, and then you go top cleanup. Okay, now bot towers are gone, so you should be in the side lane. Okay. So now this is where you need to be starting to identify what's the next objective you guys are playing towards. You need to press tab here. Do you press tab here? Okay. Dragon in 215. Baron in 240. I actually think you go top here, and you guys, because this tower's up.
Me or the team?
I think you want to get this tower. Okay, the way it works is this. The only reason I'm saying you going bot could be tricky is because they actually have champions that could potentially sneak Baron. Because the way I see it is this. Neeko is, again, a champion that wants to play around objectives. You got to identify which objective you're playing towards. Because, again, that's going to allow your team to know what side to lean onto. So if you go top here, you should be telling, all right, or either you can't walk up here, you're not safe, in which you have to go mid first, get vision with the team, get them top. Tell me my jungle, say jungle hover me top side, so you can actually break this tower, look for a 2v2 skirmish between you and mid jungle, which would be good for you guys. And then, potentially break this tower. Or you say, all right, well, we're not going to play for Baron side. We actually want to play for Dragon because it's coming up in 2 minutes 15, in which Alawi should be the one going top right now. You go mid if need be to get vision, and then you go catch waves bot and play for control of this river. And the great thing about that strategy or that decision would be you're going to have all the vision prepped for a dragon fight. And because, again, Neeko wants to always be at a point where she can find a way to flank or come in from the side or... Because, okay, let's say, for example, we see the enemy walking through here, and you're sitting in here, and then your team's on Dragon, you can come in from behind and get a really, really big ult. It's very rare that you want to be coming in from the front. Although you can, it's better to come in from the side to get onto the back line. So here, this is a very crucial moment for Neeko because either you're going to get picked in the side or you need to come group with the side. Like, something bad will probably happen here. So it looks like you guys are probably just going to play for bot side control to play for next Dragon. I like how you swapped to Lee here.
In a situation that you just explained, if my team stays bot, do I still go top or do I just go mid?
Nah, you adapt. You just stick with the team and you say, okay. We'll play for. I guess you're playing for Dragon. So you make that pick. You should be telling your AD carry and support to go mid. You shouldn't be going. I don't think you should be going top here, to be honest. Because he's got it anyway.
Push mid?
Yeah, he's got it anyway, and then I guess he's overextended doing some crazy. Yeah.
I think he kills like 3 of us.
Yeah. So the way I see it here is okay. Just leave him. She's gonna get the tower. Alawi's copy him in 3 seconds. Alawi can defend this tower. Alawi deal with Aurelia. You just go mid, get control, and play for the 4v4. I don't think you guys can afford to do this because if you do go for this play and he trades 1 for 2 or he escapes, you guys lose all control on the map. Because look, now they go push mid, they go get tower, they get all here control. It's really, really rough. So he comes. Yeah, kills him. Yeah, and kills him as well. Yeah, Aurelia is really hard to deal with for you, by the way. Aurelia is actually probably one of the most annoying counters, especially once he gets Wit's End. Bork, you can't ever kill him. Okay. So now, you guys need to group mid together. You need to group mid. Dragon in 40 seconds. You tell everyone to group mid. Come mid, 5 mid, 5 mid. walk in together. You don't want to be going to Dragon before mid-wave. You always want to be pushing mid-wave first. Mid-wave, always into river, because if you don't get mid-wave, then they can they're always going to get control because they can walk mid-wave to here, and more importantly, it's actually going to give them vision all the way down to tier 2, and you're going to lose XP.
Yeah.
And if you go into here and they have mid-wave push, they can easily just have, like, because you're always going to have to go all the way back here to catch the mid-wave, they can just walk straight to Baron and get Baron control as well. Like, you always need to have mid-wave pushed in. Like, generally, the team that gets mid-wave pushed in is the team that will get river control. But if it's like, you know, literally 5 seconds before the dragon spawns, who cares about mid-wave? Then you just got to walk into the river. But there's still plenty of time here. So Kai'Sa ends up catching mid. You should be spamming assist me ping on the mid-wave right now. You get a bit of vision here. You need to go. I would still go. What the time is? I don't know how long this drag's coming up.
8 seconds.
Okay. Again, you're not putting yourself in a position. Okay, you're controlling the choke. I like this. Ults.
I was so lucky there.
I don't think you guys should win this game, honestly. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Do you guys win this game?
We do.
How the hell?
I feel
do you
like
win
that
this
if
game,
I
man?
died there, it would have that fight would have been completely different. But I just didn't die because of luck right there. Because I had like 10 HP. Because of my ult went off, we just turned the fight around. But like, I mean, that was a coin flip. Did you see that?
And then
I had,
so we got
like,
one
5
shot.
HP.
And then, okay, like, there's two things I want you to think about here. The first one is like, I feel like you could be up here as well, like doing this. The advantage of this is that you're buying time for your team to do the dragon. But the downside, for some reason, your Lowry's not here, which is a big mistake. But the downside is that you're not going to be able to get onto the backline. Like, you know, you're going to be able to get it. A lot of the time, like, they're going to know where you are, so it's easy to avoid you. Sometimes if you're sitting here or like over here or over here, you can exert a lot of threat. But in this case, Aurelia's just going to run through and rinse your team anyway, so I think you did adapt quite well. It's just like, as Neeko, I do like to think about how can I generate threat coming from the side? Because if I'm over here and they know I'm here, or even if they don't know I'm here, if they walk through and fully commit, I can come in from the side. And if they know I'm here, then they're going to be scared to walk through because I know that I can just potentially just get onto them, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But this is good in the sense that you're buying time for your team to do the rift. And you use your GLP really well. I think if you just kind of use your Zhonya's a bit earlier, but not too bad. Okay, that works somehow.
Luckily.
Okay, that's good. But notice how this was all based upon you being at the objective first. If you weren't at the objective first, I think that would have been an absolute nightmare, by the way. Like, it was good.
Because we had to walk into the dragon?
Yeah, it would be tough. It'd be really tough for you. Because then you can't control the chokes, and you wouldn't have been able to get that fight. No way.
Damn. This game is so interesting, dude. There's like so much to it.
There's a lot, yeah. There's a lot of small things.
Yeah, it's like a lot of little decisions that you don't even understand what the implications are gonna be in like a couple seconds even.
Well, that's why League is. It's all the small details add up to create one big positive outcome. That's how it works. That's how League works. It's either you make a series of poor decisions, which lead to a bad outcome, or you make a series of good decisions which lead to a good outcome eventually.
The Showmaker video you made illustrated it pretty well. Just like the small decisions he's making just leads to like a big payoff. It's like pretty interesting.
So now what you guys be doing, you should be spamming assist me ping here. You should actually, I would actually probably, now it's 20 minutes on, you either make a choice to either have sweeper or blue trinket. You should never have yellow trinket. As soon as it hits 20 minutes. So sweeper if you're ahead because you can deny vision and potentially set up picks, or blue trinket if you're like even or behind because you're not going to be able to face check otherwise. And if they do Baron or Dragons, like it's going to give you enough vision to be able to safely walk in, just in case they're camping, because they're going to probably get, if you're behind or even, sometimes they're going to have push off mid wave and you don't know whether they're camping here or doing Baron or what they're doing. And sometimes it can give you a little bit of reprieve in the side lane in the sense that you can just blue trinket the tri-bush and be like, okay, I can just quickly get this wave out, you know?
Okay.
So yeah, blue trinket is very important in that sense. But here, you guys should be playing for top river. What you should be doing is, say, assist me in here, maybe play for the next mid wave. Once that mid wave's played for, we can here maybe get a bit of vision here. You need to. This is the next objective. This tower. You need to be playing from mid to top. There's no point playing a bot anymore because Baron's the next objective. Because if you guys ever commit bot side, they're just gonna go into top side and
Yeah,
Baron.
totally.
So you're never gonna be able to gank.
You kind of just have to say like, fuck it, let Aurelia do what she wants there. You should not go contest her.
Can't. That's just the consequences you guys put yourself in this situation. Because it's like, okay, you go and commit all these resources to kill Aurelia, but then they just get Baron anyway.
Yeah.
So here you make a replay. It's just okay. Then Aurelia comes here. Is it Aurelia? No. Okay, go mid wave. You can actually go Baron here. Yep.
I think we do. Yeah.
Baron, beautiful. You just get Baron. Okay, now this is again. I don't think you guys should. I think you guys should just 5-man, honestly. Yeah. The reason I'm saying 5-man is because I think that like you need to be with the team. You don't want to be late to a fight. And Aurelia is just gonna go. Like I don't see Aurelia, the enemy team playing slow. They have Yasuo Aurelia. Like they need to go. That's what happens here. Kaiser's actually doing a lot of work here.
Yeah, she's doing good.
And this whole situation is not good for you though. You're trading kills and you actually lose the fight. Yeah, that's okay.
If I pathed mid there, it would have been completely different.
Yeah, this whole thing, like the way I see it, the way I see it is like either Aurelia in the side, which is not too bad, but even then, I still think just 5-man, because like I'm looking at their comp and like you guys can siege on them 100%. You're Neeko and you have Karma, Neeko, Kaiser can't really siege, but you can definitely siege. Even Alawi can siege.
Yeah, her E.
And
nice.
I just think, yeah, it's too scary because you don't have TP. It's going to be hard for you to get to the fight. They can just fight. I just wouldn't trust my team. No way. And then, yeah, they just fight and they engage because you're on the side, because you're the strong member as well. If you're the strong member, you very rarely want to split because, again, as soon as they see you on the side, they're going to go. And now it's just all fiestas and team fights, which is what happens. Okay, so overall, I think this is where, I mean, my coaching is just like, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory at the end of the day at this point. It's just like grouping. You don't want to be splitting too much. You just got to play team fights appropriately. We've kind of spoke about the micro element. I think we kind of leave it here and we kind of refine.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so this was an interesting session in the sense that there's a lot of little things. It doesn't seem like you're obviously doing anything poorly. I think the biggest standout things for me is that your warding and your pink wards are quite poor, which is a big thing that will help, which actually probably create some sticky situations for you. I think also the lack of flashing timers, I think the lack of understanding about what to do after kills, all that sort of thing that we covered today was quite big. I think this is actually a VOD that if in terms of practical steps moving forward, the biggest things I would say are just making sure that you're buying pinks, making sure that you're utilizing your wards properly on the ramp and not really using it in the side lane bush. But believe it or not, I actually think some of the biggest takeaways were in those early laning phases with the quality of the trading and also understanding what to do after kills, understanding why that's the case. It's a bit of gaps in knowledge, to be honest with you, because once you kind of click, because it seems like your laning's decent. Like, to be honest, your micro is somewhat decent. Your team fighting's decent. Your macro is okay. Like, it's decent as well. I don't think that there's a lot of big things. I think there's just a lot of small things that you need to refine, which is going to take your Neeko to the next level. Because I'm assuming that your Neeko is it seems like, by the way, from what I'm seeing anyway, you get ahead in lane, but you're gonna struggle to translate leads through the lack of pinks, the lack of warding, and the itemization needs to be fixed up a little bit. And as well, like that was a bit sketchy ganking that top lane there when that was your weak side. But again, Jen, I couldn't really tell if that was just because you guys were duo and that was a free kill, and it was a free kill. But I didn't really see, and I think it was just a bit of a weird game in the sense that you're versing a Yasuo, and he was consistently just going in. So generally, most matchups, when you get ahead, you're going to get pressure, but that wasn't the case this game.
This game felt very strange overall.
Yeah. So I can't tell if, like, next time you verse a matchup and you get ahead, are you going to lean to the strong side? Are you going to call objectives on the strong side? Are you going to ward to your strong side? I don't know. Maybe that's something we can look at on another session, or you'll see in my other recording sessions. But from this VOD specifically, from what I'm seeing, it's a lot of small details in laning phase, tempo assessment, all those little things we kind of covered. So this is probably going to be a VOD you're going to have to watch over.
Yeah,
A
I was
session that
thinking
you're
that
going to have
earlier.
to watch over because there's a lot to digest there. And I don't know what's going to click for you and what's not. Some things might feel unnatural. But like I said, um, it's not going to happen overnight and it's going to feel uncomfortable a lot
Yeah,
of the
for
time.
sure.
You're going to just have to pick one thing, which like maybe the tempo thing after waves. Look at it in review, like what was my decision? What was this a good decision or not? Based off what we spoke about this discussion here today, and you're going to be able to figure out pretty quickly what the correct play was.
I think that the checklist thing is a pretty important thing that I took away from. It's like before you make a decision, I mean, sometimes you might not be able to do it just because of the pace of what's happening, but just like ask yourself this, this, and this, so that you can do this. I think that was a nice piece of
Yeah.
maybe like a structure that you can follow, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, this is a bit awkward in the sense that I feel like it's hard for me to give you actionable steps. I think the actionable steps is just flash timers is a really, really, really big one, and the warding things. They're the two obvious, really simple things that you can add into your gameplay: the pinks, the wards, and the flash timers. But outside of that, you just need to go into this VOD and rewatch all the small details, man. Because again, at the end of the day, you're actually a pretty big Neeko one trick. So all those little things will add up a lot.
Yeah, I can see
playing
that.
a lot of Neeko. And hopefully I
For
gave you
the
a bit
next
of...
VOD, what do you think will be the most maybe valuable type of game to coach on? That like you could, because you say like, it's a bit awkward to give advice because of the nature of this VOD. Like, what do you think would be
Yeah.
a...
Probably just one versus mage, one where you kind of get ahead again. Because I feel like one where you feel like you struggle to translate leads again. I think that's something that, yeah, probably not versus Yasuo. Anything but Yasuo, I guess.
Okay, sounds good.
So yeah, anything versus Yasuo. Anything but Yasuo, sorry. Essentially. It's a classic Yasuo thing. But yeah, it looks like you're doing really well, man. So keep it up. Add those little things into your gameplay. And you need to play way more games, by the way. This is nowhere near enough games to see where you're at.
Oh yeah, so you asked me about my schedule earlier. I'm
Yeah.
playing maybe like during the week I play like 4 or 5 games. Like before work in the morning I wake up and I play a couple, and then at night I play like 3, so maybe 5 games a day.
Yeah, okay. So you need to have at least, at a minimum, 250. Like, you're still climbing. Like, you've got a really good win rate on Neeko. Like, you're going to climb. As long as you don't play random champions and you stick to your core, which is just
Totally.
Neeko, you're going to have a good time.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, is it worth it to introduce someone else right now, or just stick with Neeko? Because I was trying to learn Azir earlier, but I haven't played Azir in a while.
Well, at some point you're going to have to do it. I think sometimes it can be good temporarily to just all in on one champion just to really refine some things in terms of fundamentals. But at some point you are going to have to expand past Neeko.
Because I was wondering if it's worth doing it now, because I don't care like about the rank. So like if I lose, fine.
Well, the way I see it, it's however you want to do it, but you got to have 3 champions that you're extremely comfortable on. At least 3. You got to have 3 that you feel like I can confidently pick and I feel great. So for some people, they can actually learn, like actually from my experience with pro players, they actually feel like spamming the hell out of one champion at a time is a really good way. So they play like 15, 20 games, 30, 25 games of like a champion in a row. Just to like really
hone in,
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I would probably do at some point when you decide on what champion you want to add in. But yeah, you're gonna have to have 3 at some point.
Okay. I think Azir is gonna be the second one for sure. I really like playing him. It's fun.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. We'll keep in touch. I'll upload this VOD soon, and yeah, man, good session.
Our next session is tomorrow, right?
I have to check. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. I appreciate all the things you taught. It's very valuable.
Good. It's good to hear. That's the goal.
It's dope.
Cool, man.
Appreciate it.
I'll keep in touch and talk soon.
Yeah, catch you later, man. Bye.
Catch up. Bye.